So we're back with another UFC card. This time we are in Paris, France, where we are going to have the fight night between Nasruddin Imavov and Caio Borralho. But without further ado, let's get into the fights. We have the first fight of the night, which is Shauna Bannon from Ireland versus Sam Hughes. Sam Page I don't know, she's a very weird fighter. She beats a lot of women fighters that she probably shouldn't beat. But she is actually pretty good. She is pretty good. Now, a lot of these are splits, but from memory, she clearly won these fights. I don't know. She's not, I don't know. I guess the women she's fighting are more beautiful, and maybe the judges are like putting that into the reason why they're giving her the split decisions. Because like Sam Page is clearly winning these fights, so it's just a weird situation. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Sam Page here. I think she's gonna get a late stoppage over Shauna Bannon. Bannon got head kicked her last fight, ended up getting a Hail Mary submission. But I don't know. I'm not super impressed with Shauna Bannon, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna say Sam Hughes can gas her out. Shauna Bannon's fights with that like Taekwondo style where she's not really doing any damage. It takes a lot of energy. Sam Hughes will probably come on late and get a finish. Then we got Renat Fakredinov versus Andreas Gustafsson. I'm going with Andreas Gustafsson here. Now, there is some bad parts about this. Obviously, Renat Fakhredinov's a really good freestyle wrestler. He's very strong. Maybe Andreas going to the clinch could be at his detriment. But I don't know. Andreas Gustafsson's just strong as fuck. He's very, very strong. One of the strongest guys on the roster. I feel like pound for pound, one of the strongest guys. For sure, he's doing all this heavy lifting. And he's just very heavy in the clinch. And I don't know. I just see his style breaking Renat Fakhredinov, who gasses out quite a lot. Even if the first round maybe doesn't go Andreas' way, I see him coming back and then putting a beating on Renat in the clinch. If Renat starts to slow down from the pressure, Andreas Gustafsson's going to just keep putting the pressure on more and more and more and eventually get him out of this. So I'm going to go Andreas Gustafsson by TKO. But if Renat gets another win and doesn't get a ranked opponent, that's pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. But he should have lost his last fight. Let's just be real. He should have lost to Carlos Leal. It's been almost a year since he fought Carlos Leal. He's very inactive. I'm going to go Andreas Gustafsson. Then we got Brad Tavares versus Robert Brezhchek. Weirdest fight ever. This fight makes no sense. Brad Tavares is coming off a win. Robert Brezhchek lost to Ihor Peterio by KO. Doesn't make any sense in the world to me. But that's what's happening. I'm going Brad Tavares. Easy confidence. I'm pretty confident he's going to get. Now, unless he gets caught, which could happen. But come on, man. This guy lost to Ihor Peterio. He made Ihor Peterio look like prime silver. I'm not even exaggerating. Go watch that fight. He was he was really taunting him, moving around. This guy does have a lot of power, though. He does have power, so maybe he can crack him. But I think Brad Tavares should put on a good little performance here. Then we got Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Trey Waters coming off of that robbery win over Billy Ray Goff. I didn't think he won that fight. I thought Billy Ray Goff should have won that fight, but he didn't get it. Now we got him versus Sam Patterson, the one guy who's lankier than him as well, got a longer reach. Not as tall, but got a longer reach. Sam Patterson's really good at welterweight when he's not depleting his chin. I think he's going to win this fight. I really do think he's going to win this fight. I'm going to go Sam Patterson to get this one done. And I'm going to say submission. I'm going to say he gets a submission on Trey Waters. I don't know how he's going to do it. If it's a club and sub, or I don't know, Trey Waters makes a mistake. But I don't know. I just see Sam Patterson getting a sub. And I mean, it's not a hot take to have. I mean, look at his last couple of wins. Rear naked, arm triangle. I mean, he got a KO over Danny Varley. I mean, he could maybe KO Waters. But I'm going to say he gets a submission here. He's going to use what brought him to the dance. Also, for the other fights, I got Sam Hughes by TKO. I got Andreas Gustafsson by late TKO. I got Brad Tavares by decision. Just so you guys know my methods of victory. I got Sam Patterson to get this one done by submission. Then we got Axel Sola versus Reese McKee. I'm going with the underdog here. I'd imagine he's the underdog. It's near even. I'm going to go with Reese McKee here. I think he's going to actually win this fight. Axel Souza is Sola? I don't know. He's French, so I don't think it's not Sousa. Obviously, it's like Sola. But I'm going to go with Reese McKee here. I don't like this isn't in Axel's main weight class. He's moving up here at short notice. Reese McKee's got some big power. He's going to have a big reach advantage. And I don't think Axel looks that strong from what I've watched. He isn't really the strongest guy, to be honest with you. Like I watch his fights, and he's not getting these takedowns really easily, and these are against smaller guys at lightweight. I know Reese McKee's not the best anti-grappler in the world, but he's pretty big. He looks probably going to be improved after getting that win. His confidence is going to be definitely improved, and he got like 5 knockdowns that last fight. I think Reese McKee's going to win this. I don't know. This seems like a really good matchup for Reese McKee, and they're not even that like different in age. Really, it's like a year. Really, oh, actually, no, it is essentially 2 years now that I'm looking at the 11 months for them both. But like Reese McKee, I know he's 14-6, but one of those losses is the fucking Hamzat Chimaev, so I think he can get some leeway. Hamzat Chimaev on short notice. I think Reese McKee's going to win this. I think he can hurt Axel Sola. Even if you look at his career, he's got one draw, and in that fight against Imavov's older brother, Nasruddin Imavov's older brother, he got badly hurt in that fight, so he's definitely hurtable. I think Reese McKee's going to hurt him, so I'm going to go Reese McKee to get this one done. I'm going to say TKO. I'm going to say TKO's Axel. Then we've got Marcin Tybura versus Ante Delagi. Now these two fought previously. I think Ante had like a leg injury. That's what made the fight end. It was 2 minutes into the fight as well, so not a very long fight. We really didn't get we didn't really get to see much in that, and that was years ago. But I don't know who to pick here, to be honest. I mean, Tybura has been looking really good, but I'm going to say Ante because it sounds better. I mean, Chin Jorgen De Castro, but I'm going to go Marcin Tybura. I'm going to say Marcin Tybura fucking still has his number. I know it was a leg injury. Maybe the leg injury comes back. He's Polish. These Polish guys always seem to get these weird leg injury wins, right? I don't know what it is. Like, at least with Jan Blachowicz, he's got his, like, a little rope that he found in a forest. But, like, what is Marcin Tybura's little black magic he's doing? The Polish magic, like, legendary Polish magic, I'm going to go Marcin Tybura by leg injury. Again, he's running it back. He's going to cause it to happen again. Then we've got Umar Sy versus Brenson Ribeiro. I'm going to go Umar Sy. Brenson Ribeiro is just not very good. Umar Sy's striking isn't very good, which is worrying, but I think he can just sub Brenson Ribeiro at some point in time in this fight. I mean, every time we see Brenson Ribeiro, he's just getting KO'd, right? KO. I mean, he went on a 2-fight win streak, but he should have lost to Guy Machado. He actually should have lost that Guy Machado fight. So it is very interesting how it all plays out here. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Umar Sy. I know typically Ribeiro normally just gets knocked out. So that is a bit of a worry in that aspect of things. But I'll say Umar Sy gets this one done. Then we've got William Gomez versus Robert Rachala. I don't know who I'm going to pick here, to be honest. Oh, man, this is tough. I mean, he's one loss. I think they share a loss, actually. I think one of their losses is to the same guy. I think that William Gomez also lost to... Did he? Yeah, he did. His first fight was against Saladin. So they both lost to Saladin, who's very good, one of the best prospects, who probably will never go to the UFC because he's getting paid too much. Oh, this is a tough one. Robert Rachala has, he's beat some pretty good level of competition. I know not in the UFC, but he's a very good striker. I mean, it seems like he's not a guy who's just going to get outboring. It seems like he's going to go in there and he's going to actually try and put a fight on here. So fuck it. I'm going to go with Robert. I'm going to say Robert beats William Gomez. I'm just not a big William Gomez fan. His fight style is quite cowardly typically. And I think Robert here is just going to push forward and he's going to break him. So I'm going to go Robert to get this one done. Then we've got Patricio Pitbull versus Lazine Keita. Keita getting a big step up here in his UFC debut, but Keita has been a hyped up prospect for a long time. He's on a 5-fight winning streak. His one loss was a foot injury against mate San Kitsi. But before that, KO's 8-1. Samuel Bark beats Ivan Bachinga, who fought Conor McGregor back in the day. And yeah, look at that, 9-3. Oh, then it goes like pretty bad down here. But like he's beat some really good guys. And even after his loss, he beat a 10-2, 17-4, 16-1, 12-1, beat a 21-8. He's just destroying these guys. He's got good striking. And now Pitbull, on the other hand, he's clearly a bit past his prime. He did get that win over Dan Ige, which myself included. Like, I did not think he was going to win. Most people didn't think he was going to win that fight. But he did. He got the fight done as a slight underdog. So shout out to Patricio Pitbull. I guess Yair Rodriguez. He just didn't look very good. But you look at these losses, right straight, KO'd by Shiriho Suzuki, who is now like not doing too well. If you look at him, he's on a 3-fight losing streak after this. I mean, this was short notice for Pitbull though, so you got to give him maybe the benefit of that. But he has been KO'd quite a few times of late. Oh, actually, he hasn't. I don't know. I thought he got KO'd more, but I think he just gets hurt a lot, actually. That's what I'm thinking of. Against AJ McKee, he got subbed, but he did get hurt in that fight. He got hurt against Pettis as well, but that was like, he was cutting way too much weight. He got dropped against Yair Rodriguez. I'm gonna say Lazine Keita gets this one done via KO over Patricio Pitbull. I think he's younger. He's gonna be making the more rapid improvements. And this is like pretty close to him. He's from Belgium. So it's not like he has to travel far. Brazil's a lot further from Paris than Belgium is, you know. So I'm going to go Lazine Keita to get this one done, and hopefully we'll have a new prospect at the 145 weight class. But I like this fight, but I feel like Pitbull could have got like more established names instead of taking on a young up-and-comer. Like, we could have got some fights like we really want to see in the division, but oh well. As long as he doesn't get cut, who cares? Then we had Faresi Zam versus Cal Fernandez. I'm going to go with Faresi Zam. I'm done picking against this guy. Now, Fernandez has good leg kicks. He could utilize them big in this matchup. But I think Zam's got the good grappling advantage. And as we've seen, Fernandez he got grappled by Mark DeCasey. So that is something he has in his game that, needs some working on. Beat Muhammad Yahya, but Muhammad Yahya is one of the worst fighters of all time. And that's not an exaggeration. This guy is not built for fighting. He actually makes Anshul Jubilee look like Justin Gaethje. I think Anshul Jubilee would fuck up Muhammad Yahya. Now, he did destroy him easily, but it took him a couple minutes. And then he destroyed Guram Kutateladze, which is a really good win. But I do feel like Guram is he's really washed at this point early in his career from the injuries. But that's not to take away from Fernandez. He destroyed him with ease. So I'm going to go for Faresi Zam to get this one done. I'm going to say he wins a decision here. I think he's going to just wet blanket his way here to a victory over Fernandez. Then we've got Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. Now this is very interesting because Paul Craig has looked considerably better in the striking in all of these recent fights. Like, he is actually looking good in the striking, which is quite shocking in a way. Look at Paul Craig here. Yeah, he lost to Caio Borralho. Oh, not the Caio Borralho fight. That's not what I'm talking about. He lost to... it was more actually the Brendan Allen fight. Sorry, against Brendan Allen. He actually hurt Brendan Allen. They both hurt each other in that fight. Against Caio Borralho, it took Borralho 2 rounds to KO him, which maybe just speaks to Caio Borralho. But then Bo Nickel, it was a back and forth striking fight. It was awful. It was generally one of the most awful fights I've ever seen. But it's worth mentioning. Sorry guys, I made this right after waking up. Sue me. Rodolfo Bellato, he was kicking his ass. He was beating him up, kneeing him up, literally striking him, getting him on the ground, and he KO'd him with an up kick, a legal up kick. I don't know, this is tough. Paul Craig actually looks to be improving at 37, but I'm going to say Modestas Bukauskas here gets a KO. I know I did all that hyping up Paul Craig now, but Bukauskas isn't really a guy who gets subbed. If he loses, it's normally by KO. Look at these, all KOs. Even Jimmy Crute got a KO. He couldn't sub him. I mean, he did get heel hooked here in 2016, but I don't really use a loss in 2016, to justify a Paul Craig pick. And Paul Craig's not really a heel hook. We've never seen Paul Craig heel hook anyone. I'm going to say Bukauskas keeps it standing. I think he KOs Paul Craig. I'm going to go Bukauskas by KO. Also for the other fights, got Umar Sy. I'm going to say Umar Sy gets it done by... I'm going to say he gets the TKO, probably ground and pound. Then I go Robert by KO or TKO. I'm going to go Keita by KO. Ziam by decision. Bukauskas by KO. Balaji Oki versus Mason Jones. I'm going to go Mason Jones here. I don't know. I just can't rate Oki anymore. I don't think Oki's that good, to be honest with you guys. He didn't look that good against Aswell. He didn't look that good against Koyamba. I don't know. I don't rate him. I think Mason Jones is going to put on a striking masterclass here. Probably wrestle and mix in the grappling. He destroyed Jeremy Stevens with ease. Now I know Jeremy Stevens is past his best. I mean, he's 29 and 22 now. So obviously he's catching up with those losses. But I still, it was a really fun fight. he's got a really good chin as well. And Oki, if he's going to win this, he's going to need to KO Mason Jones. Well, I think Mason Jones is going to be able to mix up the body shots. I think Oki can gas here. He's probably going to put on the pressure. It's going to be a really fun fight. I know this is going to be a really fun fight, but I'm just seeing Oki take so much damage in all of his fights. He's got no striking defense. I know Mason Jones doesn't either, but I just feel like his hands are a lot sharper than Beloji Oki. So we go Mason Jones, and I'll say decision. I think Oki's very durable, very tough. I don't think besides getting like subbed, weird. It was a very weird submission loss to Chris Duncan. He like got out of the submission, but he went cold to it afterwards. Like it was like a delayed choking out. Like it was like he's getting choked by a ghost. It's like the ghost of like one of the Gracies came and like fucking put him in a rear naked choke after he escaped that guillotine. Don't stop dishonoring jiu-jitsu, I guess. But yeah, I'll say Mason Jones gets the decision. Then we've got the co-main event: Benoit Saint Denis versus Mauricio Ruffy. This is a tough one because a part of me really, really wants to go with Benoit Saint Denis to like out tough Ruffy and like get a late stoppage, because we did see Mauricio Ruffy against James Lontop. He did gas out really badly trying to get that finish because he's so tough. And we know Benoit Saint Denis is very tough. We know he's very tough. He can survive a beating, I don't think Ruffy is as powerful as a Dustin Poirier, where he's going to like be able to just flatline him like that. Mauricio Ruffy's a really good striker, karate background and all that jazz. But I think that Mauricio Ruffy is going to get the KO. All right, I'm going to go KO. I do think it could get tough if he doesn't KO him within the first 2 rounds. Benoit Saint Denis will just keep pushing forward. And he does a 5-round. Actually, like, has he actually gone 5 round? He's been booked in a lot of 5-rounders, but has he actually seen the 5th round? He's not seen the 5th round, no. But I don't know. He always pushes. He doesn't really gas out. Like I honestly think against Renato Moicano, if you let that fight keep going, you probably would have maybe been able to break Renato Moicano, who we know has gassing issues, especially when he fought Benoit Saint Denis. Not Benoit Saint Denis, when he fought Beneil Dariush. But anyway, I think Mauricio Ruffy's going to be able to chin Benoit here. I think he's just going to land. Because even in the fight against Kyle Propek, Benoit Saint Denis was still getting caught with big shots. His striking defense hasn't improved. He's still got really bad striking defense where he leaves his head out there. And I think Mauricio Ruffy, being a sharpshooter of a striker, maybe not the most powerful guy, but very sharp with his shots. Very, very fluid, very slick. I think he's going to be able to land a really good strike. On the chin of Benoit Saint Denis, I think he's going to get him out of this. I'm going to go Mauricio Ruffy by KO over Benoit Saint Denis. Then we've got the main event. We've got Nasruddin Imavov versus Caio Borralho. Now, this is a tough fight. I've really gone back and forth on who I'm going to pick here, because there is like things that go into both of this. All right, let's break down the factors here before I announce who I think is going to win. Nasruddin Imavov, sharpshooter, very sharp with his striking, bad gas tank. Caio Borralho, not a bad striker. Look what he did to Jared Cannonier. He actually has pretty decent striking. He showed against Jared Cannonier he could hurt him. Nobody's really hurt Jared Cannonier like that. Not even Izzy. I know he's older now, Jared Cannonier, but like even then, only person who really dropped him like that was like Derek Brunson at that time. And at that time, like Nasruddin Imavov landed a 1-2 down the pipe, but it was a very early stoppage. He didn't even like properly drop Cannonier. He was hurt, but didn't drop him. So this is interesting. But the thing was with Caio Borralho, he's a grappler, but he's also been top mounted by grapplers, by strikers. Sorry. Very good grappler, but Makhmud Muradov had him top position on him. Marshall Olachechik was doing really good before he got that submission. Now, he did just completely masterclass Gadzi Umakidzayev. And there's an argument on damage that Armin Petrosian beat him. Like, I don't know, there's some weird fights. Took him 2 rounds to chin Paul Craig, but Paul Craig, I did mention, has been improving. He did destroy Abus Magomedov, which is aging well now. Abus Magomedov's on like a 3 or 4 fight winning streak. Yeah, 3 fights. So this is actually aging pretty well for him. And he destroyed Jared Cannonier, who then went on to beat Greg Rodriguez right after that. So, like, I don't know, it's interesting. He won a grappling match against Brendan Allen, which is very impressive too. So this is like, there is a lot goes into this. But the thing is, I know Nasruddin Imavov can, he's got good power and he's very sharp. But I also know he gasses. We have seen him gas a few fights. I don't think he's going to utilize the wrestling here because I think Borralho's got the better grappling. Maybe Imavov's got better wrestling, but Caio Borralho's got good jiu-jitsu. I don't. Caio Borralho doesn't have the best head movement or striking defense, but he seems to have a really good chin, which I do like on Caio Borralho. He does have a really good chin, so I like that factor here. But I'm gonna go Caio Borralho. I think Caio Borralho is gonna win the decision here. I like that he was able to strike with Jairo Cannonier the whole fight, not even mixing any grappling, just pure striking. And he's been out for a while. He's been very inactive. Like the last time he fought, when was that fight? That fight was in August. It's been a year. It's been over a year since Caio Borralho fought last. And I think he's going to make some improvements since then. I feel like he's going to be improved a lot since that time. Now, he is 3 years older than Imavov, which is crazy when you think about it, when he got signed to the UFC. But he's 17-1. He does make some mistakes sometimes. He does get top mounted in fights he shouldn't, but I think he's got the much better cardio here than Imavov. Imavov can maybe land some big shots on Borralho. But I don't know, Imavov's shown that he's got a pretty good chin. I mean, he's even got the look of someone who's got a good chin. Maybe Imavov can just catch him and put him out, but I'm going to say Caio Borralho can, weather the storm, if you will. It's not like Imavov's like a wild striker where he's going in there swigging early, he gasses out. But he does gas out. Caio Borralho, I think, can hold his own on the feet. Mix in the grappling too, which will mean Imavov has to defend takedowns, which will stop his gas tank even more. And I'm going to say Caio Borralho wins, pulling ahead in the last 3 rounds. I'll say that Imavov probably wins the first 2 rounds. And I'm going to say maybe then Caio Borralho pulls ahead, starts really putting it on Imavov late, and maybe even gets a 10-8 in one of the last rounds. But I'm going to say Caio Borralho gets this one done. So yeah, that's going to be my prediction. But let me know who you guys have winning these fights. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to the Mixed Martial Artist, the single member of the channel. Make sure you become a member today. It would mean a lot. It would mean a lot, guys. Please become a member, You get a shout out at the end of every video. And you can watch every stream I do, which I'll be doing a stream before I upload this video, which you guys will know because you guys will be coming from that stream to watch this video. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you put on notifications. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Wait, let me think. Is that everything? I think that is everything, yeah. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know who you guys have winning. Let me know your thoughts on my predictions. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.